Welcome to Efficient User. In today's video, we are going to create a CSS only heart shaped element, and we are going to provide some pulse effect to that thing. Okay, so let's get started. So our final output will be look like this. So we are just going to create from the scratch. For that, I'm just opening a new code pen here. I'm going to add some div here. Have some class for it called a heart. Just to make sure it got created, I'm just adding some text. We will remove it later on. So here our element got created. I'm just going to add some CSS. But I'm going to basically center this particular div. I'm going to add some codes to center it. Line items, center, justify, and I'm just going to have some height here. Yes. And once we add it, it will be in center, and we could see some scroll bar. For that, I'm just going to add some margin, but it will go away. And add some background color. Nothing fancy. Just going to add a white smoke, a little bit dulling. Okay, that's it. I'm just going to remove this text, and we can add some height and width to that particular div, and we can build a box kind of element into a heart-shaped element. For that, we can just add some colors now. Background color. For color, I just referring some website. Keep the color a little bit light. I'm just copying the color and put it here. Just for representation, we are having this text. We will remove it later on. I'm going to make it as a position. Let's have some compact width like 100 pixel. Just going to keep the height also. Okay, we can remove this text now because we got some visual representation here. Next thing I'm going to do is like I'm going to convert this particular thing like little bit. I'm going to stretch this object into a heart-shaped object. For that, I'm just going to rotate it a little bit. I'm just going to rotate it by 45 degree. And I need to scale. You could see like the box is now looking like kind of two triangles up and downside, or like a diagonal kind of shape. I'm not sure about the words. Basically, what we are going to do is like we are going to draw a shape here and a shape here to like look like a heart. For that, I'm going to use another technique. So basically, we'll just keep this CSS thing focused. Put it as heart. After Effect. Instead of getting some font awesome or some other objects or like icons, I'm just going with the existing stuff. We can start with the before. Content should be empty. I'm going to make this position as absolute. I'll show the final thing later on. Like we're just going to pull the top. This thing basically we just rotate a little bit, but still this will be the top of the element. We are just pushing it a little bit outside. Top as minus 50 pixel and left as 0. And if we make it as border radius 50%, it will show like a nice diagonal kind of thing, like a semicircle kind of stuff. To see it, we need to provide background color basically. I'm going to make it as background color inherit. Just use the color, existing color. So if you could see like once I provided the height and width, you could have seen the changes we have made here. So half of the heart has already created. So next thing we are going to do is like do another thing similar to this. I'm going to basically do the top things repeatedly. Instead of having the top as 50%, I'm just going to focus on this right side part. Basically, we will be having top, right, bottom, and the left. We are going to focus on the right side right now. And to repeat the similar stuffs here. And instead of having the top as 50, we are just going to make top as a 0%, and we are going to focus on the right side. We are just going to have the similar changes here, border radius and border color inheritance, and keeping the height and the width similar. So we could see we just created a HTML div, and we provided a border radius as 50% and inherited that color, and we have pulled these things a little bit outside. So what will happen if we change it to 100 pixel? The shape will be different basically. So what we are going to do is like we are pushing a content there and building it looks like a similar shape to the heart. So what will happen if we make the radius as 90%? The shape won't look that much great. So if we make it 100 again, the shape will be a little bit different. So we need to keep that exact thing. So we are just having the same coordinate. We have heart here. Next thing we are going to do is like we are going to build a pulse kind of effect, like a bubbling kind of thing. For that, we are going to create a keyframes basically. We name it as bounce maybe. Here, what we are going to do is like we are just going to have a similar transform kind of thing, rotate. Basically, we are just going to scale the object a little bit. So when it is 0%, do something. So instead of having the size as 1, just make it as 1.2 maybe. We will just increase the size so that it will looks. So next thing will be like when it is 100%, instead of scale 1.2, make it as a small little bit, maybe like 0.6 maybe. So we created a keyframe now. Now we are going to apply this keyframe in our code. Like for that we need to make it as animation and the name of the keyframe we have created and how long it should take it to render and the type of thing and how long it should run it infinite. So if you could see here like we have just provided a 3-second bounce rate kind of thing. So if we increase it a little bit, you will see different so it will slowly scale into small size. When it is 0%, it will scale to 1.2, or at the end of 0.8 second, it will scale to 0.6. So we are just going to add some intermediary things here. Now we are going to have some 25%, 50%, 75% basically. To add a 25. 50, 75%. Basically, CSS is all about like changing the numbers and uh, trying something new. So what we can do is like first we will have a 1.2 and we will make it as a 1 again. After that we will increase it a little bit bigger and then come to 0. Like 1.1. Then it will go to some 0.8. So if we see now, it will see some bubbling kind of thing. Instead of having it for 0.8 second, we are just make it as a 0.3 second. So we could see some bubbling effects like it is happening very quicker. If you make it as like a 1 second, the effect will be happening and taking some 1 second time to do everything. So here we just mentioned like a rotate as a 45-degree. What will happen if you make it as a 45-degree itself? We could see some changes here. At the 0th time, it will be rotating here and there. And what we'll be doing if we do alternative. So these kind of experiments you could do basically. So this is going right side and coming again. This is going right side and coming again kind of thing. What will happen if you make it as a 90-degree during the 75%? So those kind of things you can try out. So basically I will save this code changes and put it in the description of this video. Make sure you try out and leave your comments in the feedback section.